So there's a few different areas that you can or you have control of extending. I'll go into the app designer first. So inside the app designer, this block section here, it's not easy for external people to actually add your own block in here. So let's say you want to create a Tableau block that you can drag on like the Power BI block. Currently, that's something that our developers would need to do to make it available to be put in here. There is an iframe one in here though. So it's called embedded page over there. So you can actually use the embedded page to do that. However, when you start wanting to go down the road of being a lot more tighter controlled or tighter integrated to things to actually bring that information in, that's when it would make a lot more sense to actually say, okay, so as we start going down here, you'll see, for instance, there's a Unity view, which is a lot more integrated into, for instance, Unity. Or you would have a Azure map, which is a lot more integrated into Azure map. You would have the Power BI, which is a lot more integrated. So these ones here are a lot tighter integrated from an authentication and authorization perspective. There is this one here, which is the catch-all, for lack of a better word, to actually do that. What it might make sense is if you can show me the example of what it is that you're trying to embed from the Nvidia perspective in here, I could actually take some of that to our product team and say, this is what we're trying to do here. How do we move things along, accelerate things along, that type of thing? Because we're also working with Nvidia Omniverse and actually expanding and extending this library here to do that on top of some of the Nvidia AI models and things like that as well. The other thing that what we like to do is when people do use embedded pages and things like that is just let us know what you're using it for and what the user stories and the use case around it is. Because as I say, if it makes a lot more sense to have a specific block on here, we call these blocks, have a specific block on here for that particular system, that I can raise with the product team and get it turned around pretty quickly, versus trying to use the catch-all being the embedded page, if that makes sense. So inside the actual agent over here, you'll see there is a upload new model. What you can actually do as well is you can, from an app perspective, actually create an app that will allow you to configure that JSON file. So if I go into, I don't think I have a full example of that, but you could come in here and actually configure your hierarchy, configure your properties, etc. And then you could have an option here that says, well, deploy. You can do that in here as well.